The fishermen set out before dawn, heading into the cold, vast ocean. This time, their target is sailfish, the sea's spear, lightning fast and powerful enough to take your breath away. Beneath the dark water, it accelerates and changes direction in an instant, making the line tighten like a guitar string. How many tons will land and how long this journey will last are still unknown. Watch the full video as we face the dangerous open sea together.
In the open blue, the sailfish moves like a sharpened blade. Quiet, patient, and built for speed. Right on the temperature line, a predator reads the water like a map and waits for panic. That bill is no ornament. It's a spear designed to stun prey at full sprint. When the bait compresses into a living sphere, the sailfish turns the ocean into a hunting arena.
It strikes like lightning, one slash, and the bait loses its rhythm for a heartbeat.
Even sharks hesitate when a sailfish throws its sail wide and claims the space. They hunt with angles and teamwork, speed guided by intent, not luck. That sail isn't just display. It's a moving wall that traps prey and intimidates rivals.
The ocean swallows the violence fast, like it never happened at all. Down here, everything real is subtle. Movement, pressure, and a predator that never wastes energy.
Speed is its language, but control is what makes it terrifying.
One turn from a giant sailfish can scatter a school like a shockwave. A ship this big doesn't chase calmly. It punches through weather to reach the predator's highway. Before they fight a billfish, they make sure the steel can survive the fight. Between storms and steel, they cook fast and laugh louder, because the next call to the deck can come at any second.
A little coffee and a little humor. Then it's back to the deck, where mistakes cost blood.
At night, the ship is a floating fortress of steel, surrounded by nothing but moving black water.
They're not looking for land. They're looking for the faint signs of bait and predators offshore.
That rope-like braid is built for shock because a giant sailfish hits like a wrecking ball.
Daylight returns and the waiting ends. Now the ocean gets to answer back.
They don't need magic to find a predator, just charts, weathered instincts, and the patience to read the sea. For a billfish, the weak point's always abrasion, so they armor every connection. The deck is slick and violent, but the routine has to stay perfect. The line disappears into gray water, and every hook becomes a question mark. Down in the blue, the bait hangs still, waiting for the first violent decision.
It inspects like a killer, close, slow, and ready to explode.
The buoy jerks once, then twice, and every man tries to read the pull through the waves. Night turns the sea into pure sound. Wind, engines, and the slap of waves against steel.
One shout from the deck drains the jokes out of the room instantly.
The hauler comes alive, and the deck becomes a place where timing is everything.
That's the hit, hooked clean in the jaw corner, and the fight turns instantly violent.
Every head shake is a cutting attempt. This fish fights with the bill as much as muscle.
It doesn't surrender to pressure. It charges upward, trying to turn the surface into a weapon.
They're drenched and shaking, but they keep the line centered because a loaded rope snaps like a whip.
A giant sailfish in the air is pure danger. bill forward, body twisting, line screaming tight.
This isn't sport. This is industrial pulling power against a furious living engine.
You can hear the strain in the fibers, salt water and friction trying to eat through steel and rope.
The sea tries to throw them off balance, and they answer with discipline and spacing.
It's using the hull like a razor. One touch can fray the line and end everything.
A billfish doesn't just pull, it can stab, and everyone on deck knows that.
Now it's a timing game. Lift on the crest, not the trough, or the sea steals it back.
Hook in the jaw corner, clean and visible, so they can control the head and work fast.
The lift is pure muscle and mat, weight, swing, and a deck that won't stop moving.
Even on deck, it fights like a weapon, and one swing of the bill can ruin a man.
One battle down, and the ocean barely notices. There's still another monster out there. A sailfish can soar through weakness, so they rebuild the line like armor between fights.
They follow the edge like a cliff road because big hunters live where the bottom drops away.
They refuel in minutes because the second round can start with no warning at all.
Bad weather doesn't pause the job. It just makes every step more expensive. Set 2 runs into darker water, and everyone knows the next hit could be the real boss.
The deeper the bait rides, the more the water feels like pressure and threat.
The sea stacks up like stairs, and the deck becomes a moving slope of steel. If the hydraulics fail under load, the fish wins instantly, so the mechanic becomes the hero.
You can relax for a moment, then the ocean hits the hull and calls you back to work.
The second haul begins, and the crew braces for a surge that could rip the line sideways.
Empty hooks are normal, but they make the next loaded pull feel even more dangerous.
They treat abrasion like a fire, contain it now, or lose everything later.
Holding steady in this weather is its own battle, because the fish will run under the hull if it can.
The storm hides everything, but the line will tell the truth when the load arrives.
A bigger body slips in from the blue, and the water suddenly feels smaller.
That buoy didn't move like current. It moved like a giant animal trying to leave.
Before the next hit, they prepare for chaos, because the deck is where injuries happen.
That second strike is heavier, hooked clean, and the fish answers with pure rage. It twists like a drill, trying to torque the hook free and cut the leader with the bill.
When a giant sailfish runs, the ocean behind it looks like it's tearing open. They pull with everything they've got, and the sea throws the deck sideways under their feet. A single bad roll can send a man into the line, so they move like they've rehearsed it 100 times.
Friction is silent, so they fight it with padding and angle before it becomes a cut. It's still dangerous at the surface. One swing, one slip, and the deck pays the price. The machine hesitates, and suddenly the entire fight hangs on one bolt and one pair of hands. Salt, rain, and pressure. He works through it, because losing hydraulics means losing the fish. Pressure comes back, and the fight snaps tight again like a cable pulled to breaking point. That breach is a warning. This fish is still trying to win with violence. They wait for the swell to lift, because one bad lift can throw the fish back into the sea.
Hook cornered, leader tight, everything visible, so they can finish the job without gambling with that bill.
They finally win the lift, and the deck takes the full weight of a true ocean predator.
The last kicks are the most dangerous, because the fish is still a weapon even out of water.
The storm finally lets up, but their bodies don't, and this is what victory looks like when it's heavy.
No cheering yet, just the quiet relief of men who didn't get hurt doing something dangerous.
The sea finally loosens its grip, and the ship feels less like a battlefield.
After the violence, order returns, because tomorrow's safety depends on tonight's discipline.
Cold is the last battle. Keep it steady, and the ocean's quality survives the trip home. The chase turns into a run home, and the engine hum starts to feel like mercy.
Only now do they joke again, because the storm fight is finally behind them.
After a night of punishment, even gentle waves feel like a reward.
Salt washes off the steel, but the fatigue stays stamped into every step.
The horizon turns gold, and the ship carries its hard-won catch in cold darkness below. Harbor lights look peaceful, because they don't show what it took to reach them. Now it's about cold and speed, because quality dies quietly if you get sloppy. No fireworks, just quiet hands moving a dangerous victory into the next stage. After the storm and the bill strikes, this is the first moment they breathe like men again.
That deck is stacked with sailfish, and for the first time, the crew lets the adrenaline turn into laughter.
From ocean to city, the cold chain is the thin line that protects everything they earned. No spotlight here, just cold air and careful restraint keeping the product stable.
In the kitchen, the wild billfish becomes precision, judged by firmness, color, and clean scent.
Luxury is quiet accuracy. No wasted motion, no drama, just skill. Heat is used like a tool, just enough to transform without erasing the ocean's texture.
The plate leaves the past like a final statement, clean, calm, and expensive.
Here, storm gear becomes linen, but the taste still carries the memory of rough water. One clean cut shows the payoff, quality born from cold handling and hard work. A quiet nod is the final verdict. Danger offshore, transformed into comfort on a plate.
The storm is gone, but the discipline remains. Cold chain, clean steel, and a sailfish turned into pure precision.
Perfection looks effortless, but it's built on strict process, just like the work at sea.
The room is calm now, but the flavor still carries salt wind and rough distance.
This is the end point of a chase, measured in miles, risk, and men refusing to quit. Off camera, it's still the same truth. Men on steel, sharing coffee, and the weight of the sea.
Out there, the ocean resets every night, daring anyone to come back and fight again.
When the lights fade, only the swell remains. Steady, patient, and endless.
The plate empties, but the story stays. Salt, storm, and a predator that fought to the end.
The ship disappears into night swell, and the deep keeps its silence until the next hunt.